Welcome back. We are WNST AM 1570 Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We are in Catonsville. I am staring at Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love and Dave Growl all afternoon. We have soup on over here, Maryland crab soup. There'll be some cream of crab and corn chowder a little later on. If you're bringing things by for the Maryland Food Bank, Carmen Del Guecho was our kickoff guest, just great hour radio talking about what they really do and the importance of all that. All of it's brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. We are giving away 10 times the cash. I got to get those out of my bag. Grab that bag for me over there, Tom. That blue bag right off the ground there, and I'll pull. Yeah, there you go. I started a show and doing the tech. Here we go. I have in my possession. Well, I'm going to grab my crab mallet. I'm going to grab this is my Window Nation floppy hat, 86690 Nation. 0% financing, 5 years if you buy now. I'm getting doors this year, and I got my I'm going to get the scoop from Tom York on what he's working on from Wise Market, so I got that going on. And you're going to get a lottery ticket out of this gig. And somewhere in here, I got the Raskin Global. And Leonard right now is not nearly as blessed as we are to be here at State Fair in Catonsville. He's slumming it in Walea, Tom York, right now. He's on the beach right now near Kihei, sipping a Mai Tai, eating poi. He's probably eating shrimp salad or something. Raskin Global, he's empowering his marriage. His 30th honeymoon there in Hawaii. He couldn't be here this week, so I love you, Leonard. Appreciate you with the crab mallet. Tom York is here. He's a listener, fan, friend, Facebook, something or another. How are you, man? I've seen you before. I know you a little bit.
I've been around for a while. You're about 2 blocks from my house right now. So,
you know what? Marcella yesterday said, "Who's coming by?" And I said, at Coco's, and I said, "Look, I put that the APB that anybody could come anywhere they wanted. Most people like." At Costas, I saw people from Essex and Dundalk. I'm sure tomorrow at Pappas, I'll see people from Timonium and Cockeysville and Valley, or Northside, Pikesville, whatever it is, Owings Mills. I tried to move it around every day so that some guy like you, like Rasig, walked 2 blocks yesterday to Coco's, but not everybody, has mobility during the middle of the day. You know?
For sure. I mean, we're going to talk about it in a second, but I run by State Fair just about every single day. So
you run every day?
It's almost. So I do try to fit in a break every now and then, but I almost run every day. Yeah.
What do you do, Tom York?
So
other than get free lottery tickets from me at 10 times the cash.
Right now, I am here supporting the organization MS Run the U.S.
MS is multiple sclerosis,
correct,
right?
Correct.
I'm getting my things right. Okay.
Absolutely, and my background is I'm supporting both my sister and my wife.
My sister-in-law has MS. Go ahead.
I'll say you'll find that so often. There's so many connections to the disease, and almost everyone will tell you they're fighting it in a different way. Either it's mobility, sometimes it's memories, sometimes there's
tingly,
exactly,
and fatigue.
Yeah, anything affecting your nervous system is going to affect everyone so differently, but it's a group of the strongest people I've ever met in my entire life. I complain for a week if I have a cold. My wife, when she struggles to walk, I'll even have to notice it and be like, "Oh, are you okay today?" And she'll be like, I'm fine. So they're just absolutely like everyday heroes. So I'm super excited to support them in this crazy run that I'm embarking on.
What do you do? Hold on. What's crazy run? We got a guy from Catonsville. You know what? My wife sent me out this morning without breakfast, right? And I've been with Carmen all day long. Yeah. I missed the breakfast part this morning, but my wife's like, "Dude, you're going to State Fair. You can get breakfast." And I'm thinking to myself, I should just get some breakfast, some chicken and waffles or something, and to sit here and let you tell the story because go ahead.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
MS Run the U.S. It is a coast-to-coast relay marathon. So it starts in Santa Monica, California, and it ends in New York City.
So you're going to run from Santa Monica to New York?
While I wish I could, no. So
that's what I'm asking. I'm like, what?
So it's a relay.
What the hell are you doing?
So it is 21 legs. So I will be leg 19. I'll be the local boy running it from Maryland. I'm going to start.
So it's like when they do the torch.
For sure.
Okay,
so,
I got it. Okay.
So I'm going to run leg 19, which begins just outside of Cleveland. It ends just outside of Pittsburgh. So it's 151 miles in 6 days. So it's essentially 6 back-to-back marathons in a row. Not a race. It is definitely a battle of endurance, and all 21 of us are partnering on this. This is not competitive. We're all rooting for one another.
Hold on. You're losing me here because I'm trying. Hold on, man. I've been doing this all week. You're running from Cleveland to Pittsburgh.
Essentially, yeah.
All right. I've driven that. It's 2 hours, a little more than that, maybe 130 miles, 125 miles?
151 is what I'm going to do.
Fair enough. Yeah. I've driven that road.
Okay.
I've taken a lot of people, a lot of bus trips.
Yeah.
So you're going to run through Youngstown? Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. It's kind of hilly.
It's kind of hilly, but luckily
Yep.
so is Maryland. So it's kind of nice to be able to train here in Catonsville and into the city where I know I'm going to be battling some hills and some weather in the winter here, so that I'll be prepared come July when I'm actually taking off.
You know, there's a town out there that we stopped at, had a really atrocious meal. I think it was like an Arby's or something. Our bus stopped in a town, and I want to make sure that it's not on the road from Canton up to Cleveland, that it's actually the East Road, which I think 76 or 70, whichever one it is. You're a Raven guy, right?
I am a Raven guy for sure.
Yeah. You would have to detour to run this way, but Ravenna, there's a town called Ravenna. R-A-V-E. I'll pull it up for R-A-V-E-N-N-A. So it's like Raven N-A, like Nestor Aparicio.
Got it.
Raven, Nestor Aparicio. They don't go together. If they did, he wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be out in Las Vegas where it's chilly and nobody's like having any fun. I'm here having fun. I get chicken and waffles here. They don't have that in Las Vegas. And they don't have Maryland crab soup in Las Vegas. But you could almost run through Ravenna. So that's why I was thinking you're a Raven guy, and I thought I'm giving you an idea.
Yeah, especially because I'm going to be running by all those Cleveland fans and Pittsburgh fans.
Don't
we
stop to
got to
eat
represent. Yeah.
Ravenna is, it was just a place on the highway.
For sure.
And we went there because I'm like, let's stop there.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't we want to stop in Ravenna?
I don't blame you.
All right. Well, get a better meal here in Ravenland. Tom York is a Catonsville native or just local? What do you call you? A resident?
I'm a resident for sure.
Where'd you go to high school?
So I went to high school in New Jersey, so I'm originally a
He ain't from
Jersey
around
boy.
here. Tom York ain't from around here, but he's now here in Catonsville.
It's going on over 10 years I've been here, so I'm going to call myself a local at this point.
How long you been running?
I've been running since 7th grade, so this is not new for me. I've never run this kind of craziness, but I've been running for a long time.
What's the craziness you've run?
Marathons. So I've done the Philly and Baltimore marathons. Philly a little bit easier, Baltimore tons of hills, but yeah.
My dude Rob Santoni's done like 5 Bostons or like New York's. He's done all that stuff, and like he's fit and all when I see him, and he's kind of smaller build. But like runners are different cats, you know what I mean? It's not like you don't look at somebody and say that's a runner usually, right? Like because I didn't look at you, and you got a jacket on, you just look like a regular dude. But, like, you could go run from here to Dundalk right now.
Essentially, I am just a regular dude. At the end of the day, you wake up super early, you get out the door and you run, and that gives you an excuse to eat really poorly the rest of the day. So, which is why a lot of us don't necessarily.
See, I do it the other way. I eat really well all day so I can make it through yoga tonight.
There you go. Fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, so the chicken and waffle start the day, but then I move to, like, a salad for lunchtime, and then I hydrate a little bit. Mm-hmm. Dude, I hydrate like – I've already peed twice in your presence, and I had one break. I drink a lot on the air because I talk, and it's good for me. But I can't imagine like running like that. The hydration part of it always baffles me. That the endurance, I get all of that. I mean, I do 90 minutes of yoga, and I'm 55 years old, and you wouldn't look at me and say I could sweat my ass off and bend up like a pretzel, and I got a bad back, and I can do that. So I mean, I hear you, but when I sweat in yoga. If I'm not hydrated, I cramp instantly.
For sure.
Because I'm a coffee drinker in the morning, and I get it right here, right away. I feel it in my feet, I feel it in my toes, and I get that little crinkle. And I'm thinking, how do you run all this way and sweat it off and without stopping at the Royal Farms and getting in the water?
Well, I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, when you're in the middle of the day and you're like, why don't I feel good? And you're like, oh, because I didn't drink today. And you're like, so you have to be super conscious to when you're done, hydrate, drink your water.
I'm doing right now, right?
Yeah, know how much you ran, so that's how much you need to refuel yourself so you can go back out there tomorrow.
How old are you?
I'm 39.
Yeah, wait till you have to pee as much as I do. 55. You'll see. It just comes natural, man. Tell everybody how they can help you, Tom.
Right. So you go to MS.
You've been beating me up for 3 months to come on a show, and I'm like, I got an idea. So I had earmarked you for this week all along.
And I appreciate that.
Because you were a spring dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm not having you on a Christmas time. Let Lamar.
Yeah.
When Lamar's done running, we'll do that. So I'm glad you could come by.
And I so much
glad
appreciate
I can
you
make
having me
it
on.
convenient for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that as well. But yeah, so it's msruntheus.org is the website you would go to. To find me, go to support your runner. I am leg 19. Again, my name's Tom York.
Dude, how did you get the Ohio leg?
Oh, it's actually, believe it or not, it's the closest one to us. So I actually requested
So where's it going? It's going Pittsburgh to Philly?
Pittsburgh, then you go through Philly, and then through New York. So
and where does it end?
New York City. So
just New York City.
Yeah.
Okay, so not running like Cape Cod or
No.
Provincetown or. Yeah, I didn't know if you. So it didn't begin in Alaska. It began in Santa Monica.
Santa Monica. So that's the pretty part of the run for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Beverly Hills. That's where. That's the second time I sang that one this week. So, how did you find out about this?
I'm super active with the MS community, supporting both my sister and my wife.
Well, tell everybody other things you do here other than run a lot. There's other things that MS does, right?
So I will also give props to the National MS Society. They're a great organization both here and at DC. There is tons of opportunities between walks and bike rides to get involved with this community. Talk to your friends and your family. You will be surprised by just how many people are tangentially connected to this community and how much we truly all support one another. So if you don't have the ability to support my run, there's so many opportunities to get involved.
Jersey guy, you have a Raven mug. I mean, so you're not Jets or Giants?
Well, I got to be honest, I'm also a Jets guy.
Well, you don't have to patronize me, dude. I gave him a green lottery ticket. The 10 times I gave him the green for that. It's also got purple in it. So it's both. You suffered.
I'm a Jets and Mets fan, so trust me, I've suffered plenty on the sports front.
I had John Hoey on yesterday. He remembers the '69 Mets. Are you old enough to remember the '86 Mets or not?
I was 1.5. My parents tell me great stories. Yeah.
It freaks me out, like guys like you and Luke and my kid that don't have any. You know what I mean? You're just too young to remember like Keith Hernandez and Dwight Gooden. It feels like yesterday to me.
In my life, Keith Hernandez is an announcer. So
I remember
that's what
Len
I know him
Dykstra
as.
before steroids. Yeah. I mean, I do. I really, really do.
The leadoff hitter, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I walked out of that game in '86. I admitted that to John Hoey yesterday. So I can't even talk Orioles with you then, right? You're Mets and Jets. Damn, you've done a lot of losing, dog. Why didn't you pick up like everybody else? Just take the Yankees and just run with it.
Luckily, my wife has taken up the Yankees. My family has embraced Baltimore sports.
What are you people doing in Catonsville?
Yeah, we're both from New Jersey. My kids are Maryland born and bred, though, so they believe in the Ravens and the Orioles, and they've been riding the waves of those two teams, so they're excited about the baseball season for sure.
So you're teaching your kids. You're going to be here forever somehow, some way.
For sure, yeah.
Why do you love Baltimore? What happened here?
It's the sense community. One, it has everything. Like you're 20 minutes away from whatever you want to do here.
I love when people advocate Baltimore aren't from here.
I am truly an advocate of just the people that connect to not even just causes, to just whatever you need. I mean, I just have such community around us.
Dude, I've seen that all week.
It's
right?
awesome.
I mean, come on now. I mean, we got people doing stuff for the food bank here. You can bring canned goods. You can bring dry goods. You can bring peanut butter. You can bring tuna fish. You can bring black beans. You can bring baked beans. You bring any beans. Over here at the State Fair, we're going to be here all day till 5 o'clock. They asked me in the morning, how many people are coming? I'm like, I don't know. I know we've had a table full of stuff the last 2 days. I am crossing my fingers that the good folks in the 21228 will come by, or people will drop by, see Evan, get a Bloody Mary, have some chicken and waffles. I'm going to take a break, and I've been telling stories all week long. I had a couple of guests where we popped off the air, popped on. I feel really awful about it, so I'm rerunning. I'm going to be rerunning everybody. So when's your thing? April what?
So you can support me today. I run in July.
So we got like 6 months on this.
Well, yeah, we're training for 6 months, so I'm running already.
When the Mets are in last place in June, I can bring it back on.
They'll probably be in last place in April, so don't worry about it.
So you, as a Mets fan, you got new owners, right? Mm-hmm. And then they and they spend, and then it ain't going so well.
It's a combination.
I mean, that's why people are a little weird about this Rubenstein thing. I'm like, dude, I've been to 31 years of hell. I did Free the Birds 18 years ago. We're still like anything will be better, but I don't know the Wilpons. I mean, they all suck their own. They're billionaires. I don't know. I always hope. I'm always hopeful that there's some humanity here.
You've got that core of kids, and if Rubenstein can keep them here, that's the goal. It's not worry about free agents. It's keep the kids here.
I'm always looking over the hill because I'm old enough now that like I'm always thinking what's good long term, because short term and long term are different.
Yeah, for sure.
From a goal. But short term is long term right now because if they build it right now, they won't have to worry about tomorrow because it'll be built so well.
Yeah, win today. Yeah.
Like good cement that's poured.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the most important thing for anybody who's, one point my wife had cancer in 14 and 15, and at one point during either the first time or the second time, her whole thing, she wanted to run a half a marathon. For whatever reason, that was like a thing for her. She didn't do it, and she does a lot of walking. She does a lot of hiking. She does a lot of woods and poles with her sister because she's trying to keep her sister moving because her sister has MS. We went through this. And, if my sister-in-law wants to come on and talk about her journey, she can. I only know from the other side that this has greatly affected my wife, her sister, like thinking about how life is short. It's been a benefit. That's why. But I'll plug my sister and my wife because I did this in the last segment. This seat cushion that folds over came from Germany. From my wife took
Very
her
cool.
sister for the first time to Paris. First time really in Europe proper. They went to Amsterdam. They went to Germany. They hung out and drank beer with Niels and his family and his mother and the man who saved her life and her DNA twin and all that stuff. But, she's got MS, so I'm like, what are you doing? Go over there and go to the friggin' game. Don't find the cheapest, bestest way to do it and get on the friggin' plane and go. We had a plague around here 3 years ago. We died twice for crying out loud. So, her sister having seen her survive that too. MS is, I don't need to tell you, man. It's a family affair, right?
For sure, and I'd say don't pretend to know. Don't pretend to know what anybody's dealing with on a daily basis that has MS because it changes every single day. They wake up in a different body every single day. Just be there for them. Support them in any way you can. Either if it's a big mission like I'm doing, or if it's something small that they need, just be available to them. Don't feel the need to know because you're never gonna know.
So July 20-something, you're running for 5 straight days, 5 marathons. Is that correct?
Yep.
Just trying to. What have we learned here today? I'm trying to recap. All right, so you're going to run from Cleveland to Bemidji, from Bemidji to Youngstown. You're going to sleep in Super 8s every night. You're going to try to eat pasta like all these whack jobs do that come in here for the marathon, right? Like literally.
For sure, yep.
Right? That's what we're doing,
Yep,
right?
yep, yep,
I'm not the first marathon guy I've had on 32 years of radio. And then you're going to sleep in Pittsburgh at the end.
Essentially, yeah.
Cleveland's the beginning, Pittsburgh's the finish line. This guy's not from Baltimore. I don't know. Would have signed up for a different leg. I don't know.
I will wear my purple. Don't worry.
Were there other options?
Not really. This was the one they said, hey, do you want to do this?
I'm just saying,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm worried about those people because I've driven through some of those areas, and I'm like, I've driven 26 miles, and I ain't seen nothing but corn.
That's fully what I expect. It's going to be a lot of land.
Farmer John's putting you up somewhere, you know. Well, good luck to you, bro. I've waited a long time to have you on. I appreciate your listenership and your advocacy for everything that you're doing. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know he was in Catonsville. I'm in Catonsville right now. I'm going to take a break. And I said I've had best of stuff all week long, just great conversation. I don't know what I'm going to play, but I'm going to play something awesome for a little while because I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to stand up, believe it or not. I'm going to stand up and John Rollo said he's headed my way. Good. All right. So John Rollo will be here a little. I'm going to give John's in the car right now, so I'm going to give him some. I said meet me at State Fair. He went to Timonium. He did. He really went to Timonium. So I effed that up. Allison Yaspi will be here in the 11 o'clock hour. She is a 30-year-old. She's not 30 years. She wishes she's a 30-year-old. Been friends 30 years. She runs Susan G. Komen. I get the G right because Susan B. Anthony. And that'll be in the 11 o'clock hour. The Children's Home right down the road here in Catonsville. Going to be joining us later on. And my buddy Bill Cole from Cole Roofing. There's never a bad day to hang out with Bill Cole and have lunch and tell great stories and disagree with him. He's fiercely independent, and so am I, so we don't, it happens, But I didn't even bring my Cole Roofing mug. Tom York is here. Give him one more plug. Tell him how to find you, man.
MSRuntheUS.org. I am leg segment 19. We're raising $10,000 to support MS.
Not just 10 grand. That's the goal. I'm sure you'll exceed the goal.
I know this community. We're going to kill it.
There you go. All right. I'm Nestor. He's Tom. We're back from State Fair doing great things. All brought to you by the Maryland Lottery, Window Nation. I got my wacky hat and our friends at Jiffy Lube Multi-Care. You'll hear another great story. Don't be confused if you're out there in Radio Land. We really are at State Fair. Come on by. We're here.